Hey y'all. The eclairs turned out bang-a-rang, but don't use my custard. I just made some whipped cream and flavored it with the caramel sauce and then drizzled the caramel over the eclairs. But I need a piping bag. So I cannot figure out how to put a text post on the YouTube, so I just figured I'd read it out loud and do a video of it, and then I'll like stick the text in the description. This is an open letter for anybody who is interested in getting involved with a community farm. Anybody interested in if they have property that would be suitable for such an endeavor, if they're interested in donating a lease to the cause. So here goes. To whom it may concern, I am writing with a request for financial aid needed to start a farm which will feed my community. The proposal is for a not-for-profit organization, essentially a farm whose express and only purpose is to provide needed nutrition to the people living in my area. This is something I've been dreaming of for a very long time, though I have never felt it was realistic due to finances. Though I see more and more our country's food supply is in jeopardy. I live on a small peninsula where most of the revenue comes to us via tourism. Our food stores seem to dwindle, become very expensive as soon as the weather changes and the tourists leave. My concern comes primarily from drought in farming states in our country, as well as the stress big farms are putting on the water systems where they are located, detrimentally affecting citizens there, trying to live there and drink water. After seeing how many Pacific Northwest farms have lost harvests of things like blueberries, for example, as well as any promise for new growth or next year's harvest, as the result of the heat wave this summer, I worry more and more about how people living in places like this are going to get, let alone being able to afford their food. In my uneducated opinion, it is undeniable that we have to establish local community farms in order to ensure people are getting fed in our communities. Where I live has this magical cooling effect from the ocean, a pretty moderate temperature all year round, and quantities of water coming direct from the skies, which peoples the world over would cry tears of joy about, if only in their dreams. Sure, the growing season is short, but there are many nutrient-dense things that we can grow well into the winters here, like brassicas, potatoes, garlic, onions, squashes, and many fruits. This is an untapped cornucopia of plenty, and I know that I can build the soil into vibrant, bioactive, and fertile ground to use to feed generations here into the future. I do not know enough about taxes or financial law to figure out how to calculate a donation cost receipt system in order to submit to receive a write-off and keep the organization afloat. But I know that asking for money in exchange for people being able to eat and provide blood to their bodies and live is against everything I think I know is good and true so far in my 33 years on this earth. So I need help. I can germinate just about anything, but I do not know livestock. I do not know a lot about building water storage or irrigation systems or livestock housing or sustainable composting systems. Yet I know that building is as important to a farm as finance and seed starting. Animal husbandry is something I know nothing about, but I'm going to need guidance with in order for this thing to thrive. I can devote the rest of my life to providing food for my community to do with what they will, and I can't help but assume I'll continue my natural bend toward obsessive curiosity regarding growing foods in better, more sustainable ways. But I cannot guarantee that I will always be in a fit physical state necessary to work the entire farm alone. I will also need some staff or production support. There is a property on the north bit of Sandridge Rd near Nakata, Washington, which has previously been utilized as a farm for university students' project. I do not know the status of the property currently, but it appears to be vacant. There are probably many properties on the peninsula and surrounding Willapa Hills which would make wonderful farms, but I do need a benefactor or property owner who is willing to lease the property to the cause. I ask only for a safe space to live and rest. I hope that if there is a need I cannot meet for myself on the farm, I will have the time, good, or service in order to exploit for the money that I need to finance that need. But the farm will owe me no financial reward, commission, or salary. The farm is there for the community. I hope someday the farm will provide a place for elderly citizens to come and be active, as well as a place where various peoples can come to learn life skills, and anyone, even and especially the unemployable, can come and feel useful and appreciated for their time and energy. I want the barn to house community volunteer-led tutorials about cooking, canning, all ways to preserve food, how to spin fiber into yarn, how to quilt, how to iron our clothing. I want there to be seasonal get-togethers where everyone can visit, eat, and enjoy live entertainment together. This will all take time to cultivate, establish, as well as to prove to the citizenry of the community that the farm is not merely a passing fancy, and time is money. Loans want repayment. Grants seem to be pretty region-specific, and I'm not seeing a carrot project for the West Coast, for example. So please advise. Thank you for your time. Yours sincerely, Aliesha.